going on, Rutgers Nation? Welcome back to another edition of the Good Vibes Podcast. You're here with myself, Keenan and Reid, and today we have a very special guest, number 18,
Yes, sir.
now Seattle Seahawks. Give it up for Bo Melton, man.
Good seeing you here, man.
How's it feel to be back?
Feels good, welcome back to the facility. We're at the Hale, just walking around, getting to see the young guys. Feeling good. Feel good feeling around here, good vibes.
Yeah, I saw everybody's eyes light up. I mean, it's a big deal, man. I mean, you inspired everybody, so it's good to see you coming back doing well, So let's talk about your whole process. You feel me? Like, starting first, I know you had your training, and then you went to the Reese's Bowl. Talk about that.
Yeah, so training, I trained down in Florida at Bomberitos, is where I trained at, right in Miami. It was very hot down there, so got a lot of running. We started doing a lot of 40-yard combine training. We did a lot of shuttle drills, stuff like that. But training leading up to the Senior Bowl was a lot of strengthening training. We just come off a season, make sure everything's strengthened, everything's good going into the Senior Bowl. So we rolled right into it, and the Senior Bowl was a great experience also.
Okay, so leading us to the next part of that, the Reese's Bowl. What was your experience like? Being around other really good players.
Shoot, man, I'll tell you, the Senior Bowl really changed my mindset just going into it. I was going into it just saying I wanted to be the best coming out of there. And when you with a lot of the best athletes, you rise to your occasion, you rise to the level of competition. So, I came out there, I did what I was supposed to do along with other guys, and I got to see and learn from other guys. When you with a lot of great talent. I was down there with Christian Watson, that's my boy, and I was down there with some other guys I knew. And I played with a lot of guys at the Senior Bowl that's on the Seahawks right now. So just being able to be there and learn from the best and play with a lot of great players was a good experience for us.
That's good. I know not only myself, but Rutgers Nation, we was all checking Twitter, see what you was doing, see if anything was posted. And it seemed like every day something different was about you. This guy's fast. This guy's winning one-on-ones. This guy's doing that. So I know only for you. Was you nervous going into that?
Yeah, going into it, I was a little nervous, man. Because first, I'm far away from home. At first, I'm already in Florida, and then I'm going to Alabama. This is most I'm ever traveling. So I'm just like, bro, it got to end sometime. So I'm just like, you know what, we going, traveling. And so that was my first, stop because, it's the Senior Bowl, and then they go to the Combine, and then it leads up to the draft. But then before all that, you got to go train. So, that was my first stop, my first real stop, first real evaluation in front of all 32 teams. So going into it, I'm just like, all right. I was a little nervous, but I was like, I got a ball. So
right. So now going past your training, and you train for the Reese's Bowl. After that, now it's NFL Combine time. What are you doing to prepare for the NFL Combine? And it's just not that big of a window; it's a small window. What are you doing to prepare for that? That Combine there.
So we running. When you train for the Combine, it's a lot of critiquing. 40-yard dash, shuttle drill, bench press, all these little stuff to get you right, and weight room training, training your muscles to do certain things so you can get it intact for the Combine, And after the Senior Bowl, I think I had a really good performance there. So I just wanted to live up and go one more at the Combine. So when I got there to the Combine, again, you see a lot of great players. You see a lot of people that won't be high draft picks.
Right.
And you just know their names all around. So you see them, and you see we was the first people to run. Wide receivers, tight ends, and quarterbacks.
Right.
So we was the first to go up. And then the seeing boys is flying, 4.32, 4.31, 4.26.
Yep.
I'm just looking I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know I've been training, and I've been running 4.3s when I've been training. So I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to let God handle this. So I just went out there and ran, but, it was a 4.3 collage at the Combine. Right. So, a lot of guys were fast this year. So
4.39 and then 4.34. Did you know it was going to be that fast? What was going through your head when you ran, when you saw your time? What was you thinking? Did you know you would be that fast? Talk to me.
So, when I ran a 4.39, in my head, so I think it was Michael Irvin. He was, he's like a sports kid. He does all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just going back, and I'm just like, bro, what I just run? Because everybody thinks it's a Combine that you see your time on the screen, the big board. You don't see your time. When you run, everybody looks up, but you don't see nothing. You just see yourself. So I think Michael Irvin came up and said, hey, Bo, you ran a 4.39. And I was like, Just because I seen everybody run for it, I was like, it's no way.
2s and 4.3s. Yep.
Yeah, in training, I was running 4.38s, 4.36s. So I'm just like, all right. And I was pumped up. So, competition, I was saying earlier, rising to competition. So, like, when I got back, I'm looking at my phone. I told my mom to text me what time I ran. She said 4.39. So I'm like, dang. So I get back to myself. I just lock in. I do a couple 20-yard sprints. And then I get back on the line. And, when you don't think, you run. So I wasn't thinking, like, my technique. So I just went out there and just ran, came back. My mom texting 4.34, hella exclamation marks. And I'm just looking at her like, I'm looking at the phone like, yo, this is nuts.
That's it.
And then I knew that was it. And I knew, like, everybody was going to be shocked, But, I was training. I felt like I was going to run fast on the combine regardless. So 4.34, I ran that once or twice down at Margaritos.
Right.
But when I got to the combine, I knew I was going to be amped up, ready to go. It's like a game. You're amped up to go in the game. You're ready to play. You can perform. So that's what it was.
You ran really well, and I feel like you performed well as well, too, at the combine. You can't forget you got the on-field drills and stuff like that.
Right.
I think you did great with the catching, the little gauntlet, whatever it is.
Right.
Talk about your performance just in them individual drills. Like, how you think you did?
Yeah, I think I did really well on the individual drills, too, A lot of, like, you're going to learn, like, when you get there, there's going to be a lot of things that people are going to say about you, particularly. Like, oh, he has no hands. Oh, he's just quick. He's not fast. Or it's certain things people want to say. So, like, for example, one of them was like, he has no hands. So a lot of stuff I was working on in training was jugs machines all the time, because that's one of the things that, scouts want to see, some of the things coaches want to see. Does he have hands? Because he's susceptible to drops or something like that. So when I got there, that was all. I catch everything. Everything else, like, I know how to run routes. I know how to break off top of route, separation, no stuff like that. Just make sure that when you catch the ball, that you grab it every single time.
Right.
So that's what I really went through down there. I'm just like, every time I catch the ball, throwing the gauntlet, I'm going to grab it out there. And every single time they see it, they're going to be like, oh, he can catch. And I just knew I can catch all the time. So I just wanted to show that also.
Right.
Yeah.
So finishing up the combine, it was good you guys went first. Like, I went early, so you was able to get out of there. I know at the pro day, it looked like you guys had a lot of fun.
Right.
I'd never really seen that many, but you guys look like you have fun. Talk to me about that. I mean, seeing all the scouts there. I know your family was in the background,
Right.
What was that like, just being able to just do you and Sean?
Yeah, it's like, I said it was like a game. It's like a real game. Like, when you go in there with your guys, perform like you're in the game. And scouts all over the place. There's, our strength staff's doing the bench, our strength staff's doing the vertical, the 40-yard dash. You just have fun with it. You get this opportunity one time. I know everybody says things like that, but you really do.
Right.
And, like, once you get it once and it goes away, and you just, people want to perform to their best ability, but if you don't have fun, you're worried, you're stressed, then you're going to perform half decent, not to your best ability, But when you drop your shoulders, you relax, and you go out there and you're with your guys. That's why I try to create a good environment when I came back, just so the guys could feel comfortable. Because I know from personal experience, when you're, like, by yourself doing it, you might feel like, all right, it's all on me. It's all on me.
Right.
And, like, I didn't want that for the guys, you know what I'm saying? So when I came back, I just wanted them to feel like, yo, ready to go, whoever they were. I remember Mike Tverdoff was walking around looking like the Undertaker.
He killed it,
like,
bro.
and he killed it. He was quiet. He was slapping hands. It treated like a game, like I was saying earlier. So when I saw him like that, I ain't had to say nothing to him.
Right.
So I was just trying to, give good thoughts to the guys, not try to be a spokesman or something like, but I just wanted to be good for the guys, make sure they was okay during the time. So
bring good energy, let them know everything's going to be all right.
yeah.
Something that's just as important to the actual on-field stuff and your performance, something that's just as important as your pre-draft meetings. So I know you probably did a whole lot of them. Talk to me about, like, that process. Do you have any interesting stories from any of them? Like, talk to me about that.
Yeah, the pre-draft meetings is historical. So they're just, meetings are fun, just be on top of your stuff, It's a lot of questioning, who you are as a person, who you are as a dude, Just make sure you always put your best foot forward. You make sure your image is everything. That's all I have to say when it goes to that, They're going to go in there, they're going to ask you about plays and all this other stuff, and just try to pick your brain. But your image is everything. They're going to ask about you to the janitor here. to the lady to go see at Starbucks or something like that. They're going to ask about you. So just make sure that your image, is good. You make sure you're clean. And if ever had anything, just make sure that you're on up and up, just because they're watching everything you do. Social media, they're watching that. They're watching if you have Facebook account, Instagram account, TikTok, if you like doing the Shake It Challenge, whatever they call that. You know what I'm saying? They're on everything, bro. They're on everything. So, I had parking tickets, a lot of parking tickets. And they found that out in like 13 seconds. And they would ask you stuff like that just to know what type of person you are and see what type of guy they're bringing in their program. So
I know that was probably a very challenging time in your life. No matter, although you might not have shown it, it might have been a very challenging time. Did you lean on anybody for any advice?
Yeah, bro. I know we had conversations millions of times when we were down there, and my mom and dad, you always lean on them. Little bro, Max, always talk to him. His family issues, stuff like that. Just talk to your family is the biggest thing. If you have any issues, or you're going through something. But really going down there, I really didn't go through anything. I was just it was all about football, and I'm just I love football. Lock in, And so that was really what it was all about. If you love football, you'll go through it. It's gonna be challenging sometimes. Sometimes you don't feel like waking up. Sometimes you don't do it. But once you do it, you get 1% better. Just because you wake up 5:30 every morning down there when you're training. One day you're like, oh, I don't feel like, get up, because somebody else down, some other receiver. That's how I thought. Some other receiver down there is getting better.
They up getting to it.
Yeah, if you're not up, they up. So that's why I'm like, all right, I gotta get it, gotta grind.
Right. So the first 2 rounds of the draft go. And we see, I remember you calling me. We see a whole bunch of wideouts go. It might be, it's about to be times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We head into day 3 of the NFL draft. How was you feeling anticipating hearing your name called and just knowing your time was coming?
Yeah, bro. When I got to that day 3, I was nervous. I just remember, I think my mom, we waking up that day, and we're just like, this is the day, babe, that you get called, and this is the day, you change your family's lives. And when somebody say that to you when you wake up, you just, out the blue, you just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you just never know, I think 256 or 259 get picked a year. And especially with COVID, a lot of things that happened was there was more people in the draft this year than normal, because a lot of people that stayed for COVID year, a lot of people 6 years. You got to think about all that, people coming out early for juniors. So, it's if you got picked this year, it's a blessing. So, for me, I was just all right, let's go. Let's focus. Round 4 was up, round 5 was up, round 6 was up. And at that point, I'm a big God believer. I'm a big believer in God. So I was whatever happens, happens. But, it starts getting upsetting. You see your family just sitting there all day long. But I was just keeping up. I walked to the side with you.
Yeah.
And we talked, and I'm just dang, I'm just going to relax, and take it all in. And then Seattle called, and I broke down crying. I was with you.
Yep.
Fell on you, man. But I was just so happy, because I just remember my mom said, this, you about to change your family's lives. So when I woke up and did that, I'm just all right. And then it was just a great day afterwards. So.
No doubt. I remember that whole, just thinking about it, I get goosebumps, you feel me? That whole story, it's crazy. Everybody here in the family, you're on the phone talking to whatever coach or personnel, whatever, and it pops up on the TV. How did that feel? Just seeing your name on the TV, your family chanting, we going to the league. How did that feel, bro?
Yeah, it felt really good, man. I was just looking at the screen, and you just see your name pop up, and, you think about all the training you did. Senior Bowl, you think about training in Florida, you think about the Combine. All of that stuff could be a hard time if you make it. But I said I always made it out of fun. This is a fun experience. So seeing all of that happen, and then you feel relieved because you know that you can play football again. You get back to playing football, being you, and now you're getting paid for it. You're in the NFL. So now, just being able to get back to, I have a team now, and now I'm going to go play some football I know. This felt good, talking to the GM, the Seahawks, John Snyder, talking to him, it was just he wanted me to stay focused and wanted me to come in there and perform. So just knowing that, I just felt good.
Right. I'm back on your point of just saying not knowing what's particularly next. You do all your training in the Combine and in the Pro Days, and you don't know what's next.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's next. So is that like kind of scary in a sense, or
Yeah, it definitely is, because I kind of made it a motto. I put on my mirror every day. I would put on my mirror what I wanted to do, and one of the things I put at the top was like pre-draft training, the unknown, and I put the unknown in quotations. So I was saying that because you don't know anything. You don't know where you're gonna get picked. You don't know what team likes you the most. You don't know what you're doing now that's going to affect you later.
right?
Like, you don't know anything. So what you got to do when you don't know something, you got to work, grind, keep your head forward. It can get challenging, frustrating. You could deal with stuff like in training where it's like you deal with a little nick, like a little soft tissue injury, like stuff like that. Like, anything could throw you off, anything. And, like, especially when you're in Miami, like, I tell you what, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anything could throw you off.
Yep.
So, like, for me, it was like, this is like the mind of the known, the mind of the unknown, but at the same time, let's see how focused you and see how much you really care about football, because you in a city where it's very populated, a city where they turn up all night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And do you really love football or not?
Right.
That's what I was thinking in my mind, and obviously I do by the way I performed out in all of them situations. But it was just a mind of known, I would say.
Right. What is that like, just moving to literally the opposite side of the country, being away from everybody?
I kind of love it, man. Like, just being in Seattle for real, like, it's all the way across the country.
Yeah.
Like, 6-hour flight type. So just being there and being with the guys there, like, it's a family culture there. So I really love it down there for real, and it's just an amazing time just being with them guys and being able to have a team again. Being able to have people on the team to look after. They look after you and then you look after them. So having veterans like Tyler Lockett in the room with you, to teach you stuff, and just having him around and trying to like mimic what he does, it's kind of fun.
That's tough. So you brought up Tyler Lockett. I mean, like, that's a great guy to learn from, bro. A vet. You know what I'm saying? That's done it and still is at a very high level.
Right.
So let's talk about your family. You feel me?
Right.
Your family has a very strong legacy of, I would say, faith first, obviously.
Correct.
But all y'all athletic. All y'all mom, dad,
Right.
your older brother, Max. So talk about your family legacy and what it means for you to just be at this stage and, represent for your family, keep that name going.
Yeah, my family built on competition, built on, just faith, competition, and love and family. Like, growing up, it was kind of like, it was hard to be the best in the family because everything was set by my father. So, like, he set, like, the long jump records. He set the football records. He set a lot of the records, like, down where I was from. So, then my mom played basketball, and she set records where she was from. Yeah. So, like, when I was growing up, it was my older brother setting records at a new school, Cedar Creek, that opened in 2010. So I'm getting up like, my dad, like, your brother's setting records now. You better do it.
What you gonna do?
Like, I went to the same, and we all went to the same phase. Like, my brother went to William Davies, and I went to William Davies. Then he went to Cedar Creek. No, when he's at St. Aug, he went to St. Aug Prep. And I was still in middle school. Transferred to Cedar Creek. That's where I went, to Cedar Creek.
Cedar Creek, yep.
So everywhere we went, it was like set of records. Like, my little brother had a record at Davies. I think he jumped 20 feet.
Dang.
Max had the record after all of us had it. So it was like Gary had it, I had it, Max had it.
Yeah.
So, like, it was so much competition in the family. Like, it got to a point where it was like a setup. Like, my dad did this on purpose to make us be great. And I think that he deserves a lot of credit for that, along with my mom. Because my mom, she did a lot of the stuff, like, where it came to school. She wasn't playing around. When it came to stuff like, oh, is a party tonight? Bet, yeah, it's a party in your room. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go ahead in your room and study. Right. So, like, my dad deserves a lot of credit with that because he built that competitiveness in our families to a point where it was natural. Like, anything we do, we want to win. Right. So that's why, like, I think that God blessed us with amazing parents and God blessed us with some amazing abilities to perform at because, it's just a blessing to be able to just, have a little brother that's coming up after me and that's trying to do the same thing that I'm at right now. And, I'm still trying to do a lot of things, and just seeing him grow and seeing him do his thing is just amazing to see that, growing up.
Right. Talk about how some of the lessons that you may have learned from Rutgers and Coach Schiano has now helped you in your next stage of your life, being a professional NFL player.
Yeah, Coach Schiano really, like, we're in the meetings, you know how it goes, but for y'all, for everybody that's watching, it's like you always you pay attention, you learn. And that's what Coach Schiano is all about. He's going to teach you the stuff. You got to learn it. Now, once you learn the stuff, it's up to you to apply it. And a lot of things that he says means, like, how you do anything is how you do everything. I remember that being brung up in the meeting before, and he's right about that. And he's right about, like, a lot of things that he says. So it's just like, you got to listen, bro, and you got to sit down. You really got to understand what he's talking about. And that's besides football. I'm just talking about this. Football, you know, you learn.
No doubt.
But this is about family. This is about life. Like, he teaches you about life. It ain't just about football all the time. You got to learn to be a man, you know, and he teaches you how to be a man. That's what helps me now being at Seattle. You know, I'm handling things as a man. You're not a kid anymore. You're a grown man making a lot of money. So you just got to be able to, you know, be that man, provide for your family that I wanted to provide for all my life. That's what I always wanted to do. Provide for, be example for the guys, you know. And then they go up, and now they're the example for younger guys. So it's like a trend that, you know, that happens. Because I was always taught from an older guy, you know, people that went to the league, like my boys.
That's definitely tough, and everything you said, spot on. I agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Couldn't have worded it any better. Can you please give the fans, just drop your socials, let them know where they can follow you at, where they can check you out, where they can look at you. You go ahead, let them know.
Yeah, so it's just Get Busy, 2 underscores, and Bo. Instagram, Twitter. I mean, that's it. That's where I really be on. I be on TikTok, but I don't got it. I just got some fake account. I was like watching stuff.
You need to get on TikTok and do some Jersey on there, man.
I'm not doing it. I just like watching it. It's funny to me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, a lot of stuff. TikTok is kind of taking over, but I just want to see what's going on. Yeah. It's funny, though. Can
we see a little Jersey celebration at some point in the year this year? Like, you know, see you bounce real quick. You know?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, when it gets to the point where I score a touchdown.
Yes.
Then I will hit the jersey. You know what I'm saying? A little bop. Wrist real quick, you know what I mean?
Little walk in there, you know what I'm saying?
A little sharp bounce real quick. Real quick. A little something, you feel me? Just because, you know, Jersey taking over.
Yes.
A lot of stuff that's going on TikTok is Jersey Club.
We took over. We took over.
We took over. So at this point, like, you know, dances y'all doing, shaking, you know, that's called Shake It, something like that.
I don't know. I'm not on there as much either, bro. I see it, but I'm not.
That's Jersey to the max. I keep seeing it, and I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, yo, all this Jersey. DJ J Hood started doing that. DJ Lil Man. Like,
Man.
They've been doing that. So Jersey taking over. That's why I really started getting on TikTok. Cause I'm just like, where y'all learning these dances? What's going on? Like, I didn't know what was going on at a point. And I'm just like, let me look on TikTok. Let me see what's going on. Next thing you know, people shaking their hips, rocking them side to side.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, hold on. And then next thing you know, people start bouncing. It's a difference.
Come on, man.
You can see Kyle. All right, example. You can see Kyle Manunga go in there and do some Jersey club dancing.
Yes.
And I'll be like, all right, Kyle got it. Then you see somebody over there do the Shake It challenge or whatever they call it.
Oh, it's not Jersey.
That hurts. You know why it hurts? Because you're not from the roots.
Yes.
You don't know what's going on.
Not from the roots.
You're not from the roots. You haven't bounced like we bounce, man. You haven't Jersey club. You haven't bop like we bop. And like to see it go, the way it's going, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good,
but
because we get credit for it.
Yes.
But it's bad.
Be respectful.
Because it's disrespectful.
Yes.
At some point, I don't want to see somebody doing that. I want to learn the whole fundamentals of Jersey Club.
Yes.
And then you could actually type in Jersey Club fundamentals. I think Annie from Teen Little Man and all them dudes is doing it. You could go type it up.
Yep.
Learn the fundamentals of how to do the whole Jersey bean. And then, like, you know what I'm saying, once I see you do a little bit of that and you come in there, you kill it a little bit, then I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? He valid over here.
Right. Before we wrap this up, man, you can look in this camera right here. Give a little message to Rutgers Nation. Tell them how you doing.
Yeah, Rutgers Nation, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys were great when I was here. All through the years, you always supported, always came to the games, always was very happy. So, love y'all. You know, we're going to do great things this year. Got a lot of people coming back, so good luck. And I'll always be watching. Go RU.
All right, Bo. Thank you for coming by, checking us out.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for real, man. Thank you for having me.
Stay tuned for the next episode of the Good Vibes Podcast. He was with myself, Keenan Reid. We'll see you soon.